For 101.7 The Fox, I'm Scott Less. We're live today at the Regency Ballroom, downtown San Francisco, inside of the Less is More Lounge with the headliners. Here with Brent and Barry from Shinedown. Great to see you guys.
Good to be back.
Great to be seen.
Man,
What's going on?
You guys are no strangers to hanging out with the Fox, and I absolutely love that about you guys.
Oh, thanks for having us, man. We're stoked.
Anytime.
And I got to ask you, here you are on tour with a great lineup. How is the tour treating you guys so far?
So far, so good. The bands all get along really well. They all bring it to the stage every night, so really can't complain. We're about a week and a half into this tour now, I think.
Almost 2.
Almost 2 weeks, and it's been a great run, and we're happy to be on the West Coast again because it takes us forever to get here. So we're glad to be back.
It's really, really cool, like the fact that there's a lot of presence on the stage with all the bands. You know, we kind of pride ourselves as being very interactive with the crowd. Sometimes you'll get on tours where, you know, you'll be kind of lumped in with a certain category of people that don't really interact with the audience. That's the most important thing to us is the audience, because we've always said we only have one boss. It just happens to be everyone in the audience.
Right on.
But, you know, Shim from the Sick Puppies, he definitely makes me work every single night. His connection with the audience is awesome. It's really, really cool to be, you know, on a tour where, you know, all the front men are really about the audience and really about the crowd and just, you know, lighting it up. It's a really intense tour.
As far as got a cool accent.
And he's got he's got a sexy accent, man. He's from Australia, so that helps too.
Now, as a live
I don't have
band,
the accent.
As a live band, you guys played at one of the biggest shows in the U.S. earlier this year at Rock on the Range. Tell me a little bit about that experience of being one of about 20, 25 bands, just completely knocking people around all day, and then you guys come up and do what you do.
2 words, Dave Hill.
Dave Hill, absolutely. The comedian Dave Hill did an interview with us that day, and that was probably the highlight of the whole festival. He is the most entertaining and funny, witty guy I've ever met in my life. And aside from that, show was cool, too. Yeah. You get to play for 70,000 people. I mean, that doesn't happen very often. So it was
unless we're in Kansas City.
Unless we're in Kansas City.
Yeah.
Rockfest,
Rockfest, which is always a blast. No, but I mean, Rock on the Range was really, really cool. I mean, we were one of a very, very select few bands that were actually asked back twice. So it was a big honor for us to, you know, come back and play a different slotted time too. We played a little bit later in the day, which was really cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, you know, they had 2 great days, 2 great headliner days. This year it was a really good lineup.
Yeah.
But yeah, we had a good time.
Now, as a live band, you guys have played, you know, some of the biggest shows around in the U.S. Is there one show specifically in your guys' mind that was really one of the greatest shows that Shinedown ever threw down? You guys ever think back on that?
I don't know about the show because we always try to outdo the last show that we did. But earlier in this year, I think when we got back from Europe in January, going back to, I think Kansas City, we came back from doing a month of our first headlining tour of Europe in all of January, and then found out that we had sold the Midland Theater out in Kansas City in 24 minutes, which is a 5,000-seat venue, which was pretty amazing.
That was a really cool show. That was a fun one.
That was fun.
Those people just getting ready to rock out.
Yeah, absolutely. They definitely throw down, and they were hungry for the Shinedown, so it was a lot of good fun.
We always say that, you know, I mean, like for us personally, getting back to San Francisco was a very, very big deal to us, and getting back to the West Coast, because it's not us that by no means whatsoever are we trying to neglect the West Coast. It's just our touring schedule, it runs in so many different, you know, I guess offenses, because we're trying to, with this album, The Sound of Madness, let the whole world know who we are, because we've had that opportunity with this record to be released, you know, all over the world. And like next year we have like a ton of places that we're going to go to for the very first time. Like we're going into Afghanistan, I believe, for the soldiers, and then in Korea for the soldiers there too. But we're doing Australia for the first time, Hawaii for the first time, even though that's part of the U.S. But still, you know, South Africa, you know, and you know, we just want people to know that, you know, we're really making a conscious effort to really start building more tours out in the West Coast. And we love San Fran. They've always been good to us every time we've come here.
I'm having Dungeness crab for dinner.
You're having Dungeness crab for dinner, you know. But, you know, we're really, really stoked to be here tonight. And we know that, I mean, the last time we played here, we played in front of about 200 people. I think it's almost sold out tonight.
Yeah. Wow.
So, which is really, really, you know, means a lot to us. So we're definitely going to, you know, bring it for everybody. So we're stoked to be here.
And we're happy about that. We're here with Brent and Barry, a couple of guys from the band Shinedown, inside of the Less is More Lounge today. And you guys have performed live just recently, Jimmy Kimmel Show.
Last night.
How did that go?
It was a blast. You know, that we've been lucky enough to do quite a few late night television shows. His is definitely the most fun to do. He's got a great crew, a great staff. Not that they all aren't great, but a lot of them are more, you know, just unionized and just get in, get out type of deal. But they really make you feel at home and try to cater to your needs and make it the best experience possible. It's really cool, and he's a very nice guy, and the whole staff there is very cordial.
He
a lot
looked
of fun.
really, really good last night too.
He did. He's dropped some serious weight.
He's dropped a bunch of pounds. No, I mean, the guy looked really, really good last night.
Well, he's single again. That helps.
He is single. He started working out.
Now, you guys have played.
He's not dealing with crazy anymore.
Yeah.
That's some craziness.
You guys played on TV, you know, Jimmy Kimmel, that's one, you know, kind of end of the spectrum. And I saw online when you guys played on the Today Show.
Yeah.
Which was more of an unplugged performance.
It was
But
acoustic.
yeah, and to be interviewed by Kathy Lee Gifford and her scatterbrainness.
She's crazy.
You had a hard time holding that one together, Brent. I could see you just wanting to rip her
Did I
face
know,
off
man?
and
She was
go-
awesome.
She's just insane. You don't know what to
She's
expect.
great, man.
She's
Actually, I mean, she
insane.
came up and she was like, "You're like Meatloaf. You're awesome." And I was like, "Really?"
What
She
does that
thinks.
mean?
The fact that you actually
does that
pulled that
mean?
out on national television is awesome.
What does that mean?
That's totally cool.
Hoda was super cool because she's actually the reason we were on the show. She's a fan of that song. She was such a big fan of Second Chance. She was singing it during the sound check. She came up and she was getting makeup done and singing along, and they couldn't get her to sit still. It was a lot of fun.
Those two ladies were really, really cool.
The Tigers were cool
Very
too.
much. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, you
had
got
baby
to do that.
tigers.
I didn't.
Now, is it different? It's got to be a little bit different. Jimmy Kimmel, you're playing in front of an audience, people that are, of course, going to be fans of the band, and then playing on the Today Show. It seemed like you were just in a TV studio with some
We were.
cameramen. Is it a little bit hard to get into the mentalities? I really got to work
No,
at this,
because
or
what
does it
you
just
don't
come
see is
natural?
there's about 100 people in the studio room, like, you know, kind of like.
Staff and label people and
Yeah.
friends and stuff like that. So there's
So,
people there.
I
I mean,
mean,
I was hidden in the background too. I mean, we're all watching them do their thing. It was fun.
That sounded cool. Now, as you know, playing acoustic.
Getting the opportunity to do it was the biggest thrill in the world.
Yeah.
So,
And you guys played acoustic on that show. You've done acoustic things, you know, for the last couple of years. Have you guys ever thought about
like the last 10 years.
Yeah, last couple? Have you guys ever thought about recording and releasing an acoustic album?
We've thought about doing an acoustic tour. I don't know if we've thought about doing an acoustic record yet, but we'd like to. We've done a couple like full-on acoustic shows with drums and everything. One of them was in Orlando this past year, and it's a lot of fun. It's a totally different vibe from Shinedown. We're a little bit more laid back. We're playing. It's more like a storyteller's kind of thing. So I think we're looking to hopefully do that at some point. Making it work is a whole other thing because there's people want the full electric show, and we got to visit all those other places like Brent was talking about. But it'd be cool for maybe a month, select markets, just do an acoustic tour and have a good time.
Because you guys, you know, are one of those bands that, with a strong vocalist, everything else kind of falls into place with the acoustic unplugged setting.
Who's he talking about?
He's talking about Eric.
Oh, he's talking about Eric.
He is pretty awesome.
No, I'm lucky to be in a band surrounded by so many great musicians. It's a lot of fun to be able to do something like that and be able to just break it down and it still sound as full as it does. You know, I think a lot of bands can't pull that off these days, but I'm lucky to have some musicians.
You know,